A long time ago in a faraway land, there lived a man who is called Imhotep. He was a vizier or prime minister of an Egyptian pharaoh. He is also known for being one of the most successful architects of his time. He designed temples and tombs, and it is believed that he even helped design the pyramids of Giza. But his greatest achievement was something else. One day the pharaoh fell ill. It happened suddenly, and none of the royal healers could cure him. They concocted all sorts of medicines, but nothing worked. So the pharaoh summoned Imhotep. "I have heard that your knowledge goes beyond healing with herbs and incantations. Can you help me?" he asked. Imhotep bowed before him. "Anything for the good of Egypt." The pharaoh looked at him for a moment. "Then prove yourself worthy. My son is also very sick. Nobody could save him. If you bring him back to health, I will make you my heir." Imhotep was shocked. Was this a test? He accepted the challenge and began treating the prince. Soon enough, the child recovered, and Imhotep became the new pharaoh. He ruled wisely and was considered one of the best rulers Egypt ever had. Historians say that he ushered in an age of peace and prosperity for Egypt. In fact, some historians claim that he was the man who built the Great Sphinx of Giza. This is just one story about an Egyptian pharaoh. There are many more tales from ancient Egypt that are so bizarre and strange they sound completely made up. Today we will be looking at these stories and finding out what really happened. Let's begin. Secrets of the Pyramids. The three pyramids of Giza are among the most popular structures in the world. Built around 4,500 years ago, they remain a source of wonder and mystery. Many scientists still cannot believe how the Egyptians were able to build them without modern tools. Many conspiracy theorists also believe that these pyramids are hiding a secret. Some believe that there is a secret chamber inside the Great Pyramid of Giza, while others believe that it is actually a tomb for a lost civilization. Now, both of these theories have been debunked. However, a new discovery may have proved that the pyramids did hide a great secret after all. In 2017, a team of researchers used non-invasive techniques to peer inside the Great Pyramid. What they found shocked them. They discovered a void space inside the pyramid, which means that there is a secret chamber hidden behind the stones. Researchers think that this may be another entrance to the pyramid. Who knows what kind of secrets it holds? We can hope that one day soon, we will know the truth. Pharaohs and their secret rituals. Most of us think that ancient Egypt was a peaceful place. After all, they did invent the concept of zero, developed a writing system, invented a form of toothpaste, invented the toothbrush, created calendars, and their rulers were highly educated. But life was not so pleasant for everyone in Egypt. The higher you went in society, the more dangerous your life became. Sure, it was easy to get to the top, but it was harder to stay there. The ancient Egyptians were obsessed with death. It was a part of everyday life for them, because they knew that they would have to face it sooner or later. They mummified their dead and buried them with their treasure. They believed that this would ensure a smooth journey into the afterlife. To ensure that their bodies didn't rot during this time, they removed the internal organs. They either threw these organs away or preserved them in jars. These jars were then stored in special rooms within the burial chambers. Now, this is where things got interesting. Once a year, the priests would open these jars and consume the remains of the pharaohs. They believed that by eating the pharaohs' remains, they absorbed their power and wisdom. Crazy, right? Well, the priests weren't the only ones doing this. According to historical records, Akhenaten, one of Egypt's most infamous pharaohs, regularly ate mummy remains during religious ceremonies. What did the pharaohs eat? King Tut's tomb was discovered in 1922. It was discovered by British archaeologist Howard Carter and his crew. When the archaeologists opened the tomb, they saw that King Tut's sarcophagus was decorated with images of pomegranates. At first, everyone thought that this was just a coincidence. But as time passed, they realized that there was more to it. Many other tombs also had similar decorations. So archaeologists started paying closer attention. When they analyzed the decorations, they realized that every pharaoh's sarcophagus showed the type of food they liked to eat. For example, Ramses the pigeon's sarcophagus had carvings of beer and bread, while Akhenaten's sarcophagus had carvings of chickens and geese. Archaeologists believe that these carvings were not mere symbols of the pharaoh's favorite foods, but actual representations of the food itself. The carvings were supposed to help the pharaohs transition into the afterlife. Archaeologists don't know why the Egyptians did this, but they have a theory. They believe that these food carvings acted as a kind of magical amulet, ensuring that the pharaoh never went hungry in the afterlife. Who was the first pharaoh? Ancient Egypt lasted for around 3,000 years. During this time, many powerful pharaohs came to power. One of the most famous ones was Ramesses II, who ruled Egypt for over 60 years. He built numerous temples and monuments across Egypt. In fact, you can still see many of them today. But do you know who the first pharaoh of Egypt was? His name was Minos. He ruled Egypt around 3200 BC and is considered the first pharaoh of the 5th dynasty. According to historical records, he reigned for over 60 years. He is credited with many achievements, such as building the first step pyramid in Egypt. But there is one thing that he is most famous for. According to legend, King Minos was bitten by a sacred snake while he was hunting one day. He survived the incident, but he wasn't the same ever again. He became addicted to alcohol and women. He also became very violent and often beat his wife. This enraged his wife, Queen Anta, so she plotted against him and killed him in his sleep. She then took over the throne and became the first female pharaoh of Egypt. Why did Cleopatra marry her brother? Cleopatra is considered one of the most beautiful women in history. She was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt. She was born in 69 BC and died in 30 BC. Despite her short life, she achieved a lot. She reformed Egypt's economy and turned it into one of the richest kingdoms in the world. She also fought hard to keep her kingdom independent. She was known for her intelligence and charm. In fact, it was said that she could speak all the languages of the world. It was also said that she had a deadly stare that could turn men to stone. But despite all of her talents, Cleopatra is most famous for her love life. She married her brother Ptolemy XIII when she was just 14 years old. She hated it, but she had no choice. See, back then, it was common for siblings to marry each other. This was done to keep the royal bloodline pure. It was also done to unite families and form alliances. While Cleopatra loved her brother dearly, she couldn't stand the idea of marrying him. She tried to avoid it for as long as possible, but eventually she had no choice but to accept the marriage proposal. The wedding took place when Cleopatra was just 14 years old. She was forced to consummate the marriage, even though she was too young to do so. This resulted in the birth of a set of twins. Cleopatra named her son Caesarion, after her former lover Julius Caesar, and her daughter Cleopatra Selene. Where are the Egyptian gods now? Ancient Egyptians worshipped many gods and goddesses. Some of the most popular ones were Ra, Anubis, Osiris, Isis, Horus, and Thoth. The Egyptians believed that these gods were all-powerful, and that they controlled everything that happened in the world. They also believed that these gods were immortal, and that they would live forever. But where are these gods now? Well, that depends on who you ask. Some people believe that these gods never existed in the first place. They say that the ancient Egyptians simply made them up to explain the world around them. Others believe that these gods are still out there, but they've just hidden themselves from us. And still others believe that these gods are still worshipped today, but we just don't know it. Now, the truth is, no one really knows what happened to the Egyptian gods. But one thing is for sure, they continue to fascinate us thousands of years after they were worshipped. Thanks for watching. Which fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like, and share it with your friends if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like these.